Cromwell goes into service, what you can only really describe as about 2 years too late. Had lots of issues trying to find a reliable engine, and when it did go into service with a Meteor in the back, it was actually a very effective, fast tank. But they developed the Comet into this tank, the Cromwell, sorry, into this tank, the Comet. And the Comet has not only the Meteor engine, it's basically it's a Spitfire engine, the Merlin, D-rated, put in the back. That gives it a certain amount of welling, force the shell out with a huge amount of velocity, and that gun discarding sabot ammunition, in other words, a slug of tungsten, a pot around it, fires out the end of the barrel, the pot falls away, the slug of tungsten goes towards the enemy target with a huge amount of force. The penetration on that tank gun was greater than the penetration on the 75mm that was on the Panther. So again, this was a very, very effective bit of kit. So the Meteor engine in the back, you can hear it, they didn't even bother with silencers at this stage of the war. It's just got those fishtail exhausts on. And it's also the last British tank that have that stepped front. Instead of a smooth glacé plate, they ended up putting on the front there, front glacé plate, and they get rid of that barrel machine gun, which you can still see here being fitted to the Comet. Comet are issued in December of 1945. Some of the troops start taking them over. The Germans attack in the Ardennes at the famous Battle of the Bulge. That causes worries for the British tank crews because this is a brand new tank, and they end up taking the tanks back off the troops, reissuing them with things like Shermans and Cromwells, because they didn't want to risk the guys going into action for the first time in a brand new tank with German Panthers coming the other way. So the Comet doesn't really see service to the spring of 1945. It does see enough service that the troops really like the performances at last. We've got some good levels of armour protection, that fantastic Meteor engine in the back, and good levels of firepower. And the Comet was used after the war. It ends up being used by a number of other countries. I think it was Burma actually had them into service way into the 1980s. So again, a cracking bit of British tank design right at the end there of the war.